Hi guys, Don Rice here, working on a top flight giant scale P47. And today I want to do a preliminary weight and balance before I do a final mounting of the battery packs and switches and cut a hatch or two. So I want to make sure that the battery packs are, the best place for them is probably going to be up near the nose, but I better do a balance just to make sure. So I've weighed everything, and right now I'm in right around 22.5 pounds. And then I needed to make a Vanessa. A Vanessa is a type of CG rig, which, there it is. And all I did was cut 3 pieces of scrap wood and put them together, drilled 3 holes through here, and then I went ahead and drilled these 2 pieces of wood for to clear the screw, and so the screw is just threaded into this last piece of wood over here. And so 2 screws holding it together. I had drilled this hole here for the plumb bob, but eventually ended up just putting the plumb bob string right there. Now, this hole here is drilled to be just a very slight friction fit for this bar. The bar is it's steel. Trying to get this thing to focus. Well, it's a steel hex bar that I drilled and tapped for 1032 so that I can rotate this, and you can see how the rope gets wound up. That raises and lowers the nose of the airplane. There's a rope right here which goes up and over one of the 2x4s. It comes down, and I've got it clamped to my bench right here. That's what we call jerry rigging. Rest of the setup here. So I've got an incidence meter on the wing, and this is I did a CG on the incidence meter before I put the incidence meter on, and the incidence meter is balanced just underneath the meter, which is in line with the balance point on the airplane. So adding the CG meter, or adding the incidence meter doesn't change the CG of the airplane. The other thing I made last night was a plumb bob. I made this on my lathe, and after parting it off here, I turned the part around and then used the tailstock to drill this hole and right dead center, and tapped it 256 for that eye bolt so that the center of mass is dead center on the plumb bob. The rope itself is I don't know, it's 1/4 inch. It's a little bit stiff. It's not the softest rope in the world, and I'm using one continuous loop. So it goes back here past the wing fillets, under the fuse, back up here where it gets wrapped around a bunch, and then it goes down and underneath the fuselage again up in the front, and then just a simple square knot here, and then this is soaked with CA to make sure it doesn't come apart. And so there it is, one continuous loop. And That's your basic setup with a Vanessa. You lift the whole mess up so that the whole airplane is off the deck, and you can see here the nose is just off the deck. And that's how you start. So I'm going to call that the end of part one, and I'll be back in a minute with part two. Later.